Hello and welcome back to episode number 2 of our practical use of the Soilmod modification in Farming Simulator 15. Thanks for coming back. I hope you enjoyed the first episode where we talked about prepping the field, preparing our plan for what we would need to do throughout the course of the growth cycles, and obviously kicking things off by putting down our seeds and putting down our herbicide yesterday. So just to sort of recap what we did yesterday, really quickly, I introduced you to this worksheet that I created. And this is sort of a mishmash of a few different things that I found on the internet, and really just an easy way for me to document the initial soil conditions of the field. So we did that on day 11. Our pH level was at 7.1, which was slightly high, but not a problem. 57% moisture. Our N level was 5 for nutrients, and our pK level for nutrients were 4. On the field at the time before we started, there was no weed protection at all. Um, Likewise, there was no weed infestation either, so that was a good thing. The weather forecast, as we were sitting here in day 11, so yesterday, we expected one day above 22 degrees. Actually, this had changed to 2 days, and then one rainy day. So our initial plan was we would need to water once, of course, across the entire growth cycle. We would not need to use lime on that particular field. We would need to apply one liquid and one N and one PK liquid application, and we would need to apply a double dose of C herbicide one time. So what we did was, in the initial planting, we actually put our seeds down. We were planting wheat in field number 2, and we also applied at the same time the double dose of C herbicide. So that was our day 11. That particular field conditions was 7.157 for moisture, N level of 5, pK level of 4, and then afterwards, of course, we had the 3 days of herbicide protection against weeds. So let's go and take a look at what our field conditions are currently for that particular field. And where is my mouse? There is my mouse. We'll just do a quick save there because that acted a bit squirrely. All right. We'll get in this guy here because for whatever reason I could not turn and walk. And we'll back him up a little bit and we'll head down to that field and see what's going on. Now, I mentioned yesterday that I'm currently planting, harvesting, and everything 4 fields on the Graceland map. I'm getting ready to step that up to 5. We'll probably plant a soybean crop on one of the closer by fields later today, so that I've got 5 fields going. Because I find myself today is today is kind of the break day in the cycles where I don't have a crop to harvest. So that does allow me a little bit of time to spend with the animals, and I do need to tend to them, and I have a little bit of forestry that I need to do to keep the sawmill running down in the southern portion of the map. So this is a really great map. Obviously it's a big map, just like States is a large map. It's based on a U.S. Farm operation. So here we are at our field. We've got our hired worker. He's ready to go. He's just waiting for the all clear from us to do that. And for whatever reason, there we go. That was weird. All right, so let's just kind of walk out here to the field. It looks like we missed a spot there when our seeder touched down. So here we are, we're in our field. Let's notice our soil conditions for day 12. And by the way, if you look up in the upper right hand corner, you'll see that we are in day 12. It's currently just before 8:30 in the morning. I tended to a few other chores before I started the video because we had quite a bit of fog here, and so I wanted to make sure that the recording was as clear as possible. So I did a few things to allow that fog to burn off, and so here we are at 8:30. All right, so our soil conditions, pH level is at 6.8. We've got 43% soil moisture, which is a tad low. But that's okay, because remember, we had a really hot day yesterday. I think it was 24 degrees Celsius yesterday, and it was a scorcher. Our nutrients, PK, N and PK, are both at 4, and we still enjoy the weed prevention of plus 3 days because we just applied that yesterday. All right, so let's just quickly take a look at our weather forecast. If I go over back over to this screen here. Now, if you remember, yesterday the forecast showed 2 days of above 22 degrees Celsius weather. And as I was speaking about yesterday, you can enter the game and exit the game, and you can get completely different weather forecasts for that. So that's a little bit of a while we certainly understand that weather forecasting is somewhat difficult. Weather forecasters will tell us that we will have a beautiful day on Sunday, and we get up and it's raining or something like that. So we understand that weather forecasting can change that way, but the game obviously doesn't. When you come into the game, and even if you save and then exit and then come right back into the same day, into the same game save, your weather forecast can and often will be different. Now, the only thing that is static is rain. So we had rain forecasted, for Saturday as we were recording yesterday. Obviously, it was Thursday. Um, but you might recall that I believe one of these 2 days here before harvest was supposed to be like 22 or 23 degrees Celsius, and obviously that's not the case now. Now, it could be that when we come together tomorrow for what would be day 3 of our recording for day 13, that we might have a 22-degree day or above, and then again we might not. So we are hoping that we get some rain tomorrow, but there's no guarantee, obviously, that will happen. But today's going to be 14 with a low of 8, so should be okay on the moisture front. Our plan as of yesterday and still today, and I'll just bring our little chart over here again, is, and I recorded our soil values: 6.8, 43% moisture, N level of 4, PK level of 4, weeds at plus 3. Our plan today is we're going to apply one liquid dose of nutrients in. Now, because we're applying both the fertilizer in, that's going to bump our N level up as well, and it's also going to cause a little bit of a drop in our pH level, but it will also bring our moisture level up as well. So we're just going to do the one application of the fertilizer in. We could, if our moisture was really low, we could come in right after that with a application of water. But we're going to save that for right now, and we're going to see what this particular application of N fertilizer will do for our moisture, and see how that works. Now, one thing that I failed to point out yesterday that I do want to briefly talk about today is that in your within the growth cycles itself, you have essentially two time periods that the Soilmod modification calculates things on. So soil moisture is calculated at noon every day, and then the growth cycles and everything, and the nutrient levels and everything are calculated at midnight. So it's possible that I've actually got quite a bit of chores to do today here on the farm. So I may actually be farming well past noon, and I'll keep an eye on this field and see how it handles for moisture. But right now we're just going to do the in, and we're going to call it good. So what I'm going to do is I will get this guy started here on the field, applying the nutrients in through liquid form, and then I will return back after this has been applied and have some closing remarks, and basically get ready for our third video, which will be coming up very soon. So be right back with you. It'll be just a few seconds for you, and probably about an hour for me, and we'll see how it goes. All right, well, welcome back. We are still in day 12. You just went away for a few moments while we fertilized this field, and now we're back. The work is done. Just wanted to point out that there is some graphical representation of either your lime or your nutrients in or your nutrients PK. So in this case, we had just applied nutrient in, and we see the little purple magenta looking flecks there in the soil. That is our nutrients in there for us. So excuse me. So basically, just really just took about a half hour, I guess, to fertilize this field. It's not a very big field, and of course, it has not passed noon yet. It's still just almost 8:45 on day 12, Friday, day 12. So it won't calculate moisture until noon. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, I've got quite a bit of chores to do here on the farm with the animals and some forestry stuff that I need to do down south. So it is very likely that I will still be playing this particular day. After the time period goes to noon. So I'll keep an eye on the moisture conditions, but we should expect a bump up with the soil moisture going into day 13 because we applied the liquid nutrients. So we still have relatively after today, we still have two more growth periods. Right now we're in initial growth. Tomorrow will be secondary growth, and then obviously day 14 will be the final growth cycle, and we should, let me just look at the weather here, we should be able to harvest on, I believe, so this is day 12, 13, 14, we should be able to harvest on Monday, day 15. So that is, weather looks favorable for that. Obviously, we can't harvest if it's raining. So hopefully we will get some rain on this particular day. That will be great for us. That'll be great for our soil moisture. So we may not have to apply any water at that point, but we always have that option in our back pocket should we need it. So anyway, thank you for tuning in. I hope this series has been helpful to you to help you understand how to sort of apply the practical use of the Soilmod and some of the tools that are both readily available on the internet. Some of the mod sites, that spreadsheet that I showed you yesterday is available. Obviously, from mod hosters, I believe you can get a link to that by going to grizzlybearsims.com and checking out the blog article that is associated with this video. Those links will be there, as well as the link to my homegrown developed workflow checklist, if you will, that will print out on. You can download that from Google Docs and interface it with Word, or even save it to your Google Docs program. And obviously with the spreadsheet, that belongs to someone else, so you can't make modifications to that, but you can freely modify my document, the Soilmod worksheet version 2.5. For Grizzly Bear Farms. You can modify that however you see fit. So thanks again, and I will see you all again on day 13. That would be tomorrow, and we'll pick up from there and see what we need to do. At that point, we're probably going to be needing to apply one dose of PK liquid or water, just depending on how things go. So we will see what we need to do when the time comes. Thanks for watching, and speak to you soon.